On March 12, 1946, four of Hungary's most notorious wartime leaders were executed by pole hanging, a method chosen for its public and symbolic impact. This marked the final act in Hungary's attempt to reckon with its collaboration with Nazi Germany and the atrocities committed during World War II. The executions took place in Budapest, drawing a massive crowd. The condemned were Ferenc Szálasi, the leader of the Arrow Cross Party and head of the fascist Hungarian state; János Vajna, Minister of the Interior; Károly Beregffy Berger, Minister of Defense; and József Gera, a high-ranking member of the fascist regime. Ferenc Szálasi had led Hungary into complete alignment with Hitler's Germany. After taking power in October 1944, his regime oversaw the deportation and murder of tens of thousands of Hungarian Jews, alongside violent repression of political dissent. János Vajna, as Interior Minister, played a direct role in implementing the Arrow Cross regime's racial laws and facilitating the roundup and torture of civilians. He ordered mass arrests and sanctioned the killings of those considered enemies of the state. Károly Beregffy Berger, as defense minister, was responsible for integrating Hungarian forces with the retreating German army during the final months of the war. He was also involved in the mobilization of forced labor and support of Arrow Cross death squads. József Gera was less politically known than the others, but was still deeply involved in the Arrow Cross's violent actions in Budapest. He was convicted of war crimes related to the brutal persecution of civilians during the regime's final months. After the fall of Nazi Germany and the liberation of Hungary by Soviet forces, all four men were captured, tried, and found guilty of war crimes, crimes against humanity, and treason. Their trial was held in Budapest and widely publicized. The court sentenced them to death by pole hanging, a method involving the prisoner being hoisted vertically by a rope tied to a post, resulting in a slower and more public death than traditional hanging. It was intended to make a statement. On the morning of their execution, the four men were led to the gallows. Each had a final moment before the rope was fixed. Unlike standard hangings, pole hanging left the condemned suspended by their arms, often conscious for several seconds. Szálasi reportedly remained defiant to the end. Vajna and Beregffy appeared pale and resigned. Gera remained mostly silent. No last words were publicly recorded from a group. A crowd gathered to witness the executions. Photographs were taken, and reports circulated rapidly across Hungary and Europe. For some, the hangings brought closure. For others, they were a reminder of how far Hungary had fallen into extremism.